Hello again, we are in course information and we have just scrolled down a little bit to the weekly schedule outline. And I want you to open that document. So here it is. As you see, it is for winter 2020. You have a week ending listing here showing everything that you will be accomplishing, the date that it's to be accomplished. As well, keep note that assignments are due Friday at noon. There are no late allowances in this course. It is online. So if you hand it in after this time, you will receive a grade of 0. The only way that that is not true is if you are facing bereavement or if you have a medical note from a doctor. You would submit those via email to me. For bereavement, I would need to see something like a note from your counselor, your coordinator who is aware of the situation, or funeral arrangements, something along those lines. For illness, your note will need to detail the exact dates you were incapacitated and unable to do work. Keep in mind you have 1 week to accomplish all the tasks for this course. So if you're sick for a day or two, that really doesn't excuse you from completing the work on time. Don't procrastinate in this course. Other students have made that very clear, that timely participation is very important for effective grades and success in this course. So the weeks, here they are. January 10th, that is the one that we're in, and right now you're doing the introduction to the course. I would like you to get the textbook and also review chapter 1 this week. Next week, because we are still in add drop, people will be joining the course up until January 17th. All you have to do is the research skills quiz. If you did Comm Essentials last semester, this is kind of the 2.0 version of the research skills quiz. It takes it to another level and prepares you well for the research that's required for this upper level communications course. So that's worth 5%. Once add drop is over, we get into the true writing portion of the course. As you see in week 3, 4, 5, you'll be conquering various chapters from the textbook that are related to the assignments that you're going to be completing. First one is a memo, then there is a discussion board post, followed by a recommendation piece that you'll be writing. As you see, the grades increase as we go throughout the term and your skills become more developed. Those 3 are completed, and then we have your first test. Tests are open book. The first one deals with chapters 15 and 16. The test is worth 10%. As I said, open book. If you do not have a copy of the textbook, you are welcome to use one from the reference desk in the library. You can borrow it for, I believe, up to 3 hours at a time for use within the library. So you will need to access the textbook to have a successful run at this test. The whole point behind the 2 tests of this course are to prepare you for the work to come. Chapters 15 and 16 tests are followed by employment communication, which is their topic. The first one that you'll be accomplishing is the skills statement, due February 21st, right before reading week. And then the second one is an interview tool that we use called Perfect Interview, worth another 10%, and it deals with chapter 16 of the text. Perfect Interview happens after reading week. Be aware that you will need a good computer with a good microphone and camera. If you don't own or have access to such a thing, you will need to borrow one from Media Services on campus, so be prepared for that. Once that section of the course is over, we move into the second test, which is chapters 11, 12, and 14. Same idea, open book, access a copy of the textbook for that. And then that leads us into the last 5 weeks of the course. And as you see, this is kind of one big topic. You will be doing report writing and coming up with a recommendation report for which you will receive the details. That report is worth 15%. One of the larger pieces for this course. That recommendation report then becomes your recommendation presentation. This is prepared online and submitted online with an outline, as noted here. This is the one exception in the course that is not due on the Friday. Instead of having you handed in Friday of week 13, you get an extension until the Monday, April 13th at noon. So be aware of that. You get a little bit longer. I know it's a busy time of year for you, and that presentation will be submitted by noon on the Monday. I will have all the grading done by Friday of that week so that you can complete the course on time. So that's just a quick overview of what we will be covering. Other things I want to discuss, test assignments and presentations are due by noon, except for weeks 4 and week 13, 14 I just discussed. In week 4, it's kind of a two-part thing where you hand something in earlier in the week and then you comment on the work of a peer. So that exception is coming up. You will receive lots of email around that to remind you of that exception. What else? When you contact me, please use this email address. Please use your professional student email address. If you use your personal one, it could end up in my spam folder. I will not necessarily check there. So if you're not hearing back from me, make sure you used your student email and that you have written my name properly. It's Hynes. Little typos happen in emails. Just make sure that if you're not hearing back from me within 24 hours, that you know you have prepared your email properly. As well, I appreciate if you would use your first and last name and even mention that it's the online WEC course that you're writing about. I have 160 students this term, 3 different sections of this course alone. So it just speeds me up in replying to you if I can identify which course you're in and what exactly you're asking about quickly. Throughout the term, we will be having an ongoing review of mechanics, that being writing, grammar, spelling, that type of thing. I'm pretty calm about it in the first couple of weeks, but if I see repeated errors happening, or if you have some drastic needs in your writing mechanics, you will be getting marks deducted. I may be guiding you to use the facilities of the Writing and Language Centers in the library. So do keep close track of the feedback that I provide for you on your assignments, and note there if I have any recommendations for corrections or improvements for you. And as it says, this outline is subject to change. However, because it is an online course, weather is not a factor. So it's unlikely that this will change very much at all, if at all. All right, so that is the weekly schedule. What is below here is the official Georgian course outline. We are still in course information section. So I just want to open it quickly. This is provided by the college for every one of your courses. I strongly recommend that you save these to a hard drive or get a printed copy. If you ever leave the hallowed halls of Georgian and go to another college, they will want to see these documents. Okay, this proves what you took, what the content was. It has course description, how you were evaluated, and all the learning outcomes. And other colleges produce these documents as well, and it helps us know what you can be exempted from as you change around among the colleges. So do keep track of these and keep one for all the courses that you take. All right. What else is online learning for you? And this is the last thing I want you to do in this section. Have a look at this. If you ended up in this course because it put you in as default because none of the other courses fit into your schedule, be aware that online learning is different from in-class learning. There's a lot of self-motivation needed. There's a lot of timeliness and time management needed. Be aware, I'm very serious about zero tolerance for lateness. So just read this over. Make sure online learning is for you. If you discover that you really don't think this course will work well for you, contact your coordinator or contact one of the staff members in B228, my office, and see if they can get you into a live class. Because it is ad drop still when you're viewing this, there is a lot of give and take in who's going in and out of classes, and sometimes they can get you in if you feel that this one is not suitable for you. Okay, that's it for this section for me. I would like you now to go into course documents. Please click here, and the first thing you see is an overview of course documents. Please view that next. Talk to you in a minute. Thank you.